A NASCAR Hall of Fame team owner just called out a Cup Series driver live on race radio. Not after the race, not in a press conference, live, mid-race, with every word recorded. Yep, it was just payback for California. Somebody talked to NASCAR about that. That was blatant. That was on purpose from California. That is Richard Childress, and he was not holding back a single word. But here is what most people are missing. There is a data point buried inside this story that changes everything you think you know about what really happened on that racetrack. And by the end of this video, you will understand exactly why this rivalry just reached a point of no return. Stay with this, because the full story is wilder than the highlights. If you are new here, hit that like button and subscribe. We break down NASCAR's biggest moments, and this channel is just getting started. Sunday's Aero 400 at Chicagoland Speedway in Joliet, Illinois, lap 47 of 267. Both Austin Hill, driving the No. 33 Richard Childress Racing Chevrolet, and Shane van Gisbergen behind the wheel of the No. 97 Trackhouse Racing Chevrolet were buried deep in the back of the field, running around 28th place. Neither driver was anywhere near where they wanted to be. Entering turn 3, Hill slid down in front of Van Gisbergen to aeroblock him, a completely normal racing move. Every driver does it. You cut off clean air to the car behind you and force them to slow slightly. Standard practice. But SVG did not lift off the gas. He drove into that corner far deeper than Hill, never lifted, and slammed directly into the left rear corner of Hill's No. 33. Hill's car spun violently and backed hard into the outside retaining wall. Race over. 47 laps in. Done. Here is the detail nobody should overlook. TNT's post-race analysis confirmed it with hard data. Van Gisbergen braked significantly later on that lap than on every single lap before it. That is not opinion. That is fact. Hill was credited with a 37th place finish, his second DNF in just 3 weeks, and his car was completely destroyed. What followed on the radio was extraordinary. Hill's team checked on him immediately. "You okay?" Hill's answer was short and loaded. "Yep, just wait, just wait." Those 2 words say everything. His team responded instantly. "Okay, don't talk about it. That was a legal calculation made in real time." In NASCAR, if a driver explicitly admits on radio that a crash was intentional, that admission can trigger a formal penalty. The team shut it down immediately to protect Hill from himself. Then, spotter Derek Nealand attempted to say Van Gisbergen's name. What came out was Van Guggenheimer. SVG's last name is genuinely difficult. But the mood inside that team was anything but funny. That is when Richard Childress himself got on the radio. This man has spent decades in NASCAR. He built one of the most respected organizations in the sport's history. He does not fire off accusations carelessly. But on Sunday, he said exactly what he believed without hesitation. Yep, it was just payback for California. Then, somebody talked to NASCAR about that. That was blatant. And when someone brought up the prior incident, that was on purpose from California. He knew exactly what he was saying. He knew exactly what he was doing. Meanwhile, Hill's team tried to repair the car on pit road. Hill drove back out, but not to race. He drove straight toward Van Gisbergen's car and slammed directly into the driver's door of the No. 97. His team pleaded on the radio. "Big picture. Austin, please." Hill had already made his point. He drove the broken car to the garage and parked it. And through all of it, SVG said nothing about the crash on his own radio. Not one word. He talked about car handling and kept racing. Childress kept referencing California. But to understand California, you need to understand everything that came before it. Because this rivalry did not start at Chicagoland. It started 2 years ago. SVG's rookie season in the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series in 2024 put him on road courses regularly against Hill. They traded paint, neither gave an inch. At Sonoma in 2024, after Van Gisbergen won, he did his celebration burnout and Hill flipped him off from inside his car. You do not forget something like that. That sticks. Then on June 14th at Pocono Raceway, Hill was racing 3 wide, slid up the track unintentionally, and collected the cars above him, including SVG's. Another layer added. Then came San Diego. The street race at Naval Base Coronado in San Diego, California, was a genuinely unique event, and Hill was right at the front fighting for the lead on a restart. He missed the corner, slid wide, and slammed directly into Connor Zilisch, Van Gisbergen's own Trackhouse teammate. SVG, running directly behind the wreck, was destroyed. Both Trackhouse racing cars eliminated in a single moment. Van Gisbergen's playoff hopes took a serious and direct hit. Hill took full responsibility, no excuses. Full blame. But SVG was furious. He blocked Hill's car at the accident scene. He refused to speak to reporters, saying only ask the next guys. And days later, he posted a video on his YouTube channel calling Hill a spud like a potato, stating he had gotten 2 weeks in a row taken out by the same spud. That was not a driver who had moved on. That was a driver keeping score. Pocono, then California. That is the foundation for everything that happened at Chicagoland. After the race, both drivers spoke. Hill was measured but pointed. I'm sure y'all seen the replay, so if I have to explain it, people probably need to get glasses. On whether it was payback, he said, I have no idea. Strategically quiet, exactly as his team coached him. On the crash itself, I was entering the corner normal. Everyone blocks everybody's air off. That's the way these Cup cars are. From my standpoint, it just looked like he sped up. So who knows? On a penalty, if there's definitive evidence, I'll leave it in NASCAR's hands. On talking with SVG, I don't know how much I'm going to get out of him. They have not spoken since San Diego. They simply don't see eye to eye. SVG told a different story entirely. I was shooting for the bottom trying to get clean air. I was so tight, and he just chopped my nose and got in the wall. So, sorry about that. Sorry to his guys, they're always nice people, and it happens. On speaking with Hill, I'll talk to him, but he just grunts. Cool, calm, almost dismissive. Childress was the one swinging the heaviest punches publicly, and the telemetry data kept telling its own quiet story. Will SVG face a penalty? Childress called it blatant. He demanded someone talk to NASCAR. But here is the hard reality. Neither Hill nor SVG explicitly stated intent on radio or in interviews. In NASCAR, proving intent without a direct admission is extraordinarily difficult. Hill said just wait vague enough to avoid consequences. SVG said nothing about the crash on his radio at all. The telemetry is compelling but circumstantial. NASCAR will likely review it, but most analysts expect no formal penalty unless new evidence surfaces. Childress is furious. The data looks suspicious, but without someone saying the quiet part loud, NASCAR's hands might be tied. 3 incidents in 4 weeks. Pocono, California, Chicagoland. This is not a random clash. This is a developing, escalating rivalry with real history and real stakes. Hill has been carrying enormous weight since stepping into the know. 33 car following the death of Kyle Busch, 2 DNFs in 3 weeks, makes that burden even heavier. SVG sits 14th in points with just 7 races before the playoff cutoff. He cannot keep absorbing this kind of chaos, and looking ahead, Hill could be in the Cup Series full-time as early as 2027. If that happens, this rivalry has years of races still ahead of it. These two are going to be in each other's mirrors for a long time. Hill told his team, just wait. In NASCAR, that is not just words. That is a promise. Pocono, California, Chicagoland. 3 strikes in 4 weeks. The only question left is simple: whose turn is it next? This channel is brand new, and every subscriber genuinely matters. If this breakdown delivered the full story behind the highlights, please hit the like button and subscribe to help reach 1,000 subscribers. There is so much more NASCAR coverage coming your way. Now it is your turn. Do you believe SVG intentionally wrecked Austin Hill? Was it calculated payback for San Diego, or just a hard racing incident? Should NASCAR issue a formal penalty? Drop your take in the comments below, because this conversation is just getting started.